Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beard, taking a look back at the 2023 Breeders' Cup Sprint. Bill Mott had already won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile back-to-back with Cody's Wish. Going to do it again with the brilliant sprinter Elite Power. We break from the gate. Elite Power breaks from post position 7 in this 8-horse field, and he's the kind of horse, Mike, that while he's tactical and he can win from close, he likes to have a little bit of pace to run at, and he got it here.
Yeah, he did. It's a good thing for him, though, that he is a little tactical, Dan, because he doesn't get outrun early in his races. You can see him there on the outside. He's in the clear. He's not that far away from this pace, even though they're not exactly blazing up front here. He's going to keep it in range. He's going to stay on the outside. And when they turn into the stretch, that's when he's really going to get down to serious business, and he's just going to flat overpower this field.
Speedboat Beach for Bob Baffert, making his second start off a lengthy layoff. He was able to get to the front and here. Here's the likable Gunite, turning back to a distance that he really appreciates. He's going to go after Speedboat Beach. Elite Power, though, is in full flight on the outside. Elite Power and Gunite have had a pretty underrated rivalry the last year and a half or so. Gunite's going to give his all. Elite Power, I think, is through the rivalry, has just been a little bit better.
He's been better throughout. You're 100% right, Dan. Gunite's a really game horse. He did, pick up a quality win over Elite Power in the Forego up at Saratoga when the pace was really to his advantage. But otherwise, they squared off several times, and Elite Power was just better, and that was the case on Breeders' Cup Saturday.
Nice performance from Elite Power, to be sure. A 111 Beyer speed figure. Career best for Elite Power. Gunite won't change leads on occasion. I don't believe he did in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. He'll be retired along with Elite Power. Let's talk about some of the also-rans, and I think we have to talk about the California horses, because again, in this race, they underperformed. Speedboat Beach showed speed. He went fast. It's not like he went very, very fast, and he just didn't have anything when Gunite came for him at the 3/16 pole.
Yeah, he didn't run that well in this race. I personally didn't think this pace was super fast. And he wasn't on a dead send here, Dan. They didn't just fire him off the lead in here. They were content to let Nakatomi move up the rail on the backstretch and sort of sit off that horse for a little bit. But he took over on the turn. And to me, there was really never a point in this race where it looked like he was going to win. But he's very lightly raced and certainly could come back, next year and maybe just be a better horse as a 4-year-old, if he can put a campaign together. We'll see if that happens. I would just say among the other California horses, the horse that wound up 7th in here, Dr. Shivo, he had no chance in this race. I have no idea what kind of ride he was getting in this race, but it didn't work out for him, and he deserves – he has a big excuse in this race.
He has a big excuse. He'll probably be going off to stud after this race, but he was just not very aggressively handled out of there in and among horses. The Chosen Vron came in on a big winning streak. Very likable, Calbred, but he was pretty much one-paced in this spot.
His trip worked out pretty well. You're right. He was in position to at least get a piece of this thing at the top of the stretch. And he just really wasn't good enough, Dan. He did his best. He's a really cool horse. He's not up to this level.
Luis Saez, I think, got 3rd for Nakatomi in this race. You can tell the pace wasn't necessarily blazing when Nakatomi, who's made his money as a 1-run closer, was right up there with the leaders from the inside post. But that was the right move for Saez. Nakatomi ran his race, and he was good for 3rd.
Yeah, he did. I mean, listen, I sort of wondered what would have happened had they gone on with it, because he actually made the lead up the backstretch, a short lead with Speedboat Beach not really pressing him up the backstretch, and they elected to fall into the pocket around the turn there, Dan. He kind of wound up over behind horses past mid-stretch and then had to alter course again before he got 3rd. I mean, this horse actually ran pretty well, but I thought overall he had a pretty good trip.
Let's take a closer look at Elite Power, another Breeders' Cup 2023 winner by Super Stallion Curlin. There's Idiomatic, there's Cody's Wish, there's Elite Power, who retires 9 wins, 13 starts, 1 second, 1 third, 2 Breeders' Cup sprints in a row. He'll be champion sprinter once again. Bill Mott, Arad Ortiz. Taking a look at the prices, Elite Power was your favorite in here, returning $540. Gunite tries hard as always. He was 2nd. Nakatomi up close to the pace for Wesley Ward, and Luis Saez got 3rd. But Elite Power and Elite Sprinter, he wins the sprint for the 2nd consecutive year.